Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. Serious tension in Edo State as Edo Executive Council approves Oba of Benin's suspension of 71 Onoges. Now you are wondering what's going on. When Obaseki was there, he worked with some Onoges, and the plan was to have independence from the Oba of Benin. Onoges are like, what's it called, chiefs, okay, in their own rights in different localities, areas in Edo State. While the Oba of Benin is the traditional head, they also work with the Oba of Benin. Just like a president cannot work alone, there are governors. The governors cannot work alone, they are local government chairmen. So just the hierarchy of leadership. Why I will try to give an example. Why the Oba of Benin is like the governor, the Onoges are like the local government chairman that oversees different local government area of Edo State. So when Obaseki was there, according to Oba said Obaseki was working with the Onoges to have an independence so that they will undermine his leadership. He was really not happy with the way Obaseki's administration went, that Obaseki, these Onogis, in fact, they took Oba to court. Yes, you remember now, Oba go court, so not be small thing. So since Obaseki left, Oba has been saying that the new governor has, reinstated his position in Edo State. He's quite happy and what have you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Edo Executive Council approves Oba of Benin's suspension of 71 defaulted Onoges. According to the nation's newspaper, the Edo State government has agreed with the decision of the Oba of Benin in the Benin Kingdom to effectively override 5 executive orders previously issued by the former governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki, who allowed some Onoges to roam free and to challenge the Oba of Benin leadership. Commissioner for Information and Communication, Paul, disclosed this after the State Executive Council meeting at the Government House in Benin. He stated that the council approved the suspension to uphold order and disciplinary measures within the state traditional institution. The former governor of the state, Oba of Benin, Obaseki, all his mission statement was to undermine the Oba of Benin and reduce his influence and power in Edo State and in the Benin Kingdom. The Commissioner for Orientation, Paul, further described the Onoge's action as a cultural coup against the Oba and supported by Obaseki, accusing them of attempting to undermine the authority of the revealed Oba of Benin. This ratification marks a significant move in reinforcing the supremacy of the traditional hierarchy monarchy, maintaining stability in Edo cultural heritage and leadership. Obaseki was not a son of the soil who wanted to ensure true transparency. He was always against the Oba. The Benin Traditional Council announced the suspension of 71 Onoges in the Benin Kingdom, accusing them of engaging in anti-palace rebellion activities against the Oba of Benin. The Commissioner for Information Communication has alleged that the former administration of Obaseki attempted to divide the Benin Kingdom through 5 executive orders. However, Governor Monde Pagbolo has now overturned these orders with a single executive order. According to the commissioner, the previous government orchestrated a rebellion by selecting certain Onoges who were against the Oba to act against the Oba of Benin, highlighting key issues including the Onoges' alleged vow never to honor Oba summons, visit the palace, or pledge allegiance to the revealed monarch. Obaseki's father did this in the 17th century. Obaseki, again, a son of the Obaseki, years later is doing the same. He emphasized that the Benin monarch embodies the rights, divinity, law, and authority of the kingdom. He spearheads 7 local government areas: Orode, Ekpoba, Ovie Northeast, Ovie Southwest, Owomiwo, and Oromide in Edo South Senatorial District. The commissioner further ascertained that all Benin people, regardless of status, derive their legitimacy from the Oba of Benin, adding that the esteemed monarch is not only powerful, but also a man they need to apologize to immediately. So this is what is happening. They said the previous government of Obaseki's mission statement was to undermine the Oba of Benin. They said Obaseki went above and beyond and began to do everything he possibly can to ensure that the Oba of Benin, is undermined. They even made reference to the fact that Obaseki forefathers did an attempt to undermine the other Oba of Benin years ago in the 17th century. They said years later, the son of the same Obaseki family came in, and his mission statement was to reduce the power of the Oba of Benin. They said they are very much aware. They know exactly what he has done, and they want to ensure that no such thing raises up his head again. And so these are possibilities of things that are happening. And they said, you know what, we are going to make sure that, he said every order that Obaseki has given, they want, the new government has, overturned it by a single order. We said the Obaseki was working with the Enigies according to them to ensure that the Oba powers were watered down, and that nobody can do that and get away with it. They are very, very, unhappy with the way the Obaseki's administration, worked with the Oba, and this new government has also come in now to ensure that such things do not prevail. So those Enigies 71, it was 5 that took Oba to court, who also wanted to attain to the same power level as, as the Oba. He said those Enigies has been suspended, but in totality, 71 of them. Okay, so the local government chairman, for instance, now have subordinates, if you get what I mean. So people in their own area that were all fighting to ensure that Oba's powers were reduced, that every one of them has all been suspended, and that the government of Monde Ekpagbolo has supported, meaning that they will not get any allocation. They've been reduced to nothing. So many things are going on in Edo State. So there's a lot of tension because these Enigies will not get any financial, and don't forget any financial kind of, support. Don't forget that this is what they do. They are traditional leaders. Okay, so to say, they may not have any like day-to-day job. Say, for instance, they work in a bank and all that. No. In a society, there are different hierarchy of leadership, that serves in different capacities. So these guys, their own is to oversee the local government area so that, things are quite different. But guess what? It says what has happened right now, they will not be getting any form of support, from the government. Simply put, because they worked with the previous administration, and the new administration now has put in a new order to make sure that all the executive order, apparently they said the Obaseki put in executive order to undermine the Oba, and that those are executive order with a single order now, the new government